Good morning. Today is, in fact, the first day of April. And as we all know, the first day of April used to be one of my favorite holidays when I was your age. But as a word to the wise, please be careful on this holiday, as if you have siblings, they will try to get you back. Because today is April Fool's Day. You guessed it. But in this video, there won't be any April Fools. But it's still the first day of April, so we're going to have a lot of fun. So today we're going to keep going with our race, and we're going to focus still again on restate and answer. Now, like I've been saying in all my other testing strategy videos, this is going to follow a test that was actually given to third graders in 2016. So this is something that actually has real questions. So today we're mostly going to go over what the article is. We're going to read it together, and then we're going to focus in on one question that is actually a writing question. So we're going to kind of go over that, and we're going to use our race strategy to figure out how we're going to start it. Now, we're not getting into citation yet today or explaining. We're just going to focus on our restating and answering. So most of this video is going to be me reading the article, and I'll post that for you guys as well. But we're also going to focus on how are we going to restate and answer the questions. So let's get right into it. Okay, this is the article that you guys may, this is a part of an article that you guys have already seen before. This specific test also had the one with the private eyes in the case of the big stink, all of those ones, the start your engines one. This is all from the same test in 2016. So this one is a great one because it's all about convincing someone to do something. Persuading, that's another word. And you're going to learn about that another time, Mrs. Taranjo, but this is all about how to convince, and you can see right here, how to convince your parents you can care for a kitten. So this is all going to be about a persuasive essay, which means that the author of this one is going to try to convince you, or it can, in this case, convince her parents that they can care for a kitten. And this is by Stephanie Bierce. Now, again, this is an article that's meant to persuade someone to do something, to convince them. So some articles will be written about, how to do something, or will just be a story and how will it be to entertain you. This one actually serves a purpose. This one is going to be this one's actually going to have a lot of details in it that we're going to go back and we're going to kind of look at and we can use in our different responses. So let's get started. Excerpt from How to Convince Your Parents You Can, ... Care for a Kitten by Stephanie Bierce. And again, remember, these paragraphs are in fact numbered. And I'm going to actually take out my little pen. Just why not? If I see something that pops out in my head, I'm going to underline it. Would you like a furry pet that likes to jump, play, cuddle, and purr? If so, a kitten would be perfect pet for you. Baby cats are called kittens. I'm actually going to underline that because that sounds really important. And they like to be with people. They enjoy playing games, chasing strings, and batting balls with their paws. So I'm going to actually underline that too. So they like playing games, all those things. Kittens love sitting on a person's lap and being petted. They are small and like to live inside with people. Kittens make great pets. I'm going to underline that too. Again, remember, I'm doing more snots than I want you guys to do. This is just to show you different people have different ways of snotting. Have your parents said that a pet would be too messy in the house? Kittens are neat and tidy animals. So pause right there. It looks like she's actually asking a question that she knows the answer to because she's trying to think of all of the different excuses parents are going to have to say, don't get a cat. So she's saying these questions like, well, having your parents say they were too messy? Well, here's why. So she's kind of giving you the why part, and she's using all of her arguments, she's putting facts in them that she knows about. It's a great way to convince someone. You have to use your facts and your text evidence. They do not often need a bath because they use their tongues and paws to clean their fur. There's another fact. Kittens are also tidy about their bathroom habits and quickly learn to use the litter box. Here's another question. Do your parents say a pet needs lots of room? Or are they worried about exercising a pet? You can tell them that kittens do not need a lot of space. They are happy living in small apartments and are good pets for the people who live in towns and cities. Kittens do not need to go to the park for exercise, and they do not need to be walked on a leash. They exercise by jumping and running around the house because they are so active. It is important to keep their play space clean and free from objects that could hurt them. Kittens must be supervised to ensure they don't tear up things they shouldn't, like furniture, carpets, or curtains. Do you think it costs a lot, or do you think it costs too much for a pet? You can tell them that kittens are not too expensive. That's good to know. I'm going to underline that because if I were to try to convince someone, that's a good argument. Now, expensive meaning it doesn't cost that much money, right? You can adopt kittens from an animal shelter, or you can look in the newspaper to find people who are giving away kittens for free. Kittens do not need lots of expensive food. Most kittens like to eat dry cat food. They only need about a cup of food a day. I'm going to write that, about a cup of food a day. Ooh, hello, there we go. Kittens do not need regular visits to the veterinarian. Every year your kitten will need shots to keep him or her healthy. This can cost over $100. Some kittens can become ill, and they may need medicine from a veterinarian. This is another cost of having a kitten for a pet. So we're going on to the next page. There we go. When kittens are happy, they will purr. Purring, so now this is our definition. This is a definition. Purring is a deep rumbling sound in the kitten's chest. It is fun to pet a kitten and make it purr. Petting a kitten can also make you feel better when you have a bad day. Can make you feel better. I'm underlining that. Again, I'm doing a lot of snots right now. You're only supposed to read, 2 to 3 per article. Doctors have found that when people sit quietly and pet a kitten, their heart beats slower. That makes their blood pressure lower, and low blood pressure is a good thing. You can tell your family that having a kitten will be good for their health. Again, another underline. It's good for their health. I'm just putting out different things that I think will be good facts for later. Kittens are fun to watch. They are great athletes. This is because they have a good sense of balance. If they jump or fall, they usually land on their feet. They have special muscles that help them twist their bodies in the air. Kittens have strong leg muscles. They can climb and jump when they are very young. Kittens are smart and love to learn. Sometimes people think that you cannot teach kitten tricks. That is because kittens are independent. They like to explore on their own. Okay, actually, if I didn't know what the word independent meant, they kind of tell you in the next section, meaning they like to explore on their own. So that's kind of giving my definition. And I'm actually going to change that color because this is, I'm going to do like a blue for definition. We'll do a blue. I don't know if I did this exact same blue, but that's okay. And so sorry. They like to explore on their own and do what they want. But kittens can learn rules and how to obey. You can teach your kitten to come and sit, to lie down, and maybe even how to ring doorbells and flush toilets. Today, kittens are some of the most popular pets in the world. So I'm going to underline that. I'm going to go back to my red color. So they're some of the most popular pets in the world. You can find them in apartments in New York City. You can see them in Paris, France, or on farms in Missouri. Almost anywhere there are people, you will find kittens. Beautiful. So, again, I was just snotting as I went along. This is another strategy that we've already done before, but I wanted to make sure we're not just forgetting about it and leaving it in the past. We still are using snot every time we're reading a new article. So let's see. Here is our question for this one. We're going to actually skip 32 real quick, and we're going to go right down to 33. I'm going to move my face down here so it's not in your way. So we're still talking about restating, correct? So we need to make sure that we are restating our question as we go. So let's see what they have to say about this. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Let's do this. All right. Well, we might just have pink text, and that's fine. So it says, now I'm going to underline this too. Why, this is a question, why does the author include the cost of raising a kitten in the passage? That is our question. So in order to restate this, we need to go back and we need to see what words they use. So here's the why does. So for this case, remember when we said for the Egypt one, if they say why does or any of those question words, we'll just kind of X that out because we don't really need that. We're not going to say why does the. So let's see what we have left. It says, the author include the cost of raising a kitten in the passage. Well, that's basically all we're going to write. We're going to use these exact words right here, and we're going to make it our own. So let me show you how that's going to do it. Let's see if this will let me. Whoop. There we go. Okay. Again, sorry, it's pink. We'll see if we can change that a little later. The author includes, the cost of raising a kitten, in the passage because, so that's our restate. This is why even a lot of us adults make mistakes, especially when we're typing really fast. Okay. Now we can do it because, but actually when I'm looking at this one, I might actually say it this way. The author includes the cost of raising a kitten in the passage in order to inform the reader about raising a kitten. Something very simple like that. Let me scooch this little guy over. So now, you can write a bunch of different things for this one. You could write, the author includes the cost of raising a kitten to show that it can be expensive to raise a cat, right? You can do many different things like that. You can say the author includes the cost of raising a kitten to show that sometimes they do cost money. Anything you want in that one. You just want to make sure for restating that you're using the same words that the author or that the question is asking. So you couldn't just say something like they want or the cost of raising a kitten is a lot. Because that's not at all any words up in here really. Maybe the word cost and kitten, but that's it. You need to make sure that you are, or that whoever's reading your writing knows exactly what you're answering. So, if, for example, if you started writing this right here, the author includes the cost of raising a kitten in the past in order to inform the reader about, you know, I'm going to change this one because I think I like about how, oops, it doesn't want me to change it. Right? Let's see, because again, this is a revision thing that you can do, and that's fine. So the author includes the cost of raising a kitten in the passage in order to inform the reader about kittens can be expensive. Oop. So, pardon me. So back to what I was saying about this, is that you want to make sure that if you didn't have this writing prompt up here, that the reader would know what you were talking about. So this is a great way to make sure that your reader knows what you are arguing, what your points are going to be. So we're going to come back to this tomorrow, but I want you guys to have a great, great day and have a fantastic April Fool's Day.